Test, test. I got sidetracked here and almost didn't make it on time. Hello and welcome. Welcome to my channel. So if you look in the description box, you'll see that I have mentioned that I am casing somebody's design, not necessarily a card, but maybe. Um, so Sunday before last, I was on live with Making Cards with Friends, and Melissa did a technique where you stamp on pattern paper and then paint it white and then stamp again. And it looks really, really cool. Hi, Susie. And then, and she mentioned that she'd seen it on from Heidi the Yorkshire Crafter, whose video I watched just a little while ago. And she also did hers on pattern paper. And she had mentioned that she had watched Natasha. She didn't say Natasha who. I didn't read description. I'm lazy. Hi, Jim. So, might have been Natasha Foote. Anyway, I'm going to do this technique. I'm going to make my own background paper. And I have a couple of twists that I want to try. And so, but anyway, that's what I'm doing tonight. I have here in front of me a piece of mixed media paper. And then I have taken out some stencils, and these are for my background, and a stamp for my background. I have taken out this floral set from Simon Says Stamps. It's called Poppy Perfection. I don't have a lot of open flowers. And then if I have time, I want to do another one with this set, Rockstar from Tim Holtz, because this is one of my most favorite stamps. And it's kind of got an open concept to it. So anyway, let's see where we get with this. First, I'm going to cut this paper down. And I am going to cut it to A2 card front size, just because that's the kind of the size of my flowers. So I first want to cut off that rounded corner. Quit chewing on that. I don't know what is with my cat. She loves to chew on anything plastic. So let's go 5.5. Stop it. No, that's not for you. She's chewing on the edge of my one of my stamp sets. Okay, so there's one. We'll start with one and see where we go from there. And so I said I was going to do kind of a mixed media background. So I have taken out some colors here: Dusty Concord, Salvage Patina, Seedless Preserves, Cracked Pistachio, Dried Marigold, and then possibly I'll use some frayed burlap. We'll see. Um, so I'm going to start by just kind of color blocking here. Let's see, what tool do I want to use? Stop. One of my hairs is touching me. Let's see. But I want them to be kind of, mild color blocking, if that makes sense. I don't want them to be sharp edges. So I think I'll use this tool. Hey, Christopher. And I'm going to, of course, start out with the seedless preserves because it's probably one of my favorites. And oops, you don't want to stick, do you? Okay, let's get a piece of paper towel here and make sure I don't have the wrong purple. This should go pretty quickly. And if it does, I'll have time to do a second one. So I'm just going to take and block out some color here. Okay, with the seedless preserves. I'll go ahead and grab the Dusty Concord since I have a brush that's already kind of purplish. Just block out some of that. I know probably you'll miss some people here tonight. They're busy in St. Louis enjoying the Craft Roulette Live. And I hope they're having fun. I'm jealous, jealous, jealous. Okay, let's grab some salvage patina. block that out and let it blend in a little. Grab some dried marigold. A little bit more of the dried marigold right here. Grab some cracked pistachio. I might have to use the same one I use for salvage patina. I rarely use these guys anymore, so they're kind of scattered everywhere. The beauty of oxides is they blend very nicely together. I think I want one more color, and I think I'm going to go really off key and throw some frayed burlap in here. Hey, Marva. I know that seems odd, but just give it a chance. Okay, so I've got my colors in. I'll leave those out in case I do another one and I want to do the same color combo. Let me just kind of wipe up right here. And then I'm going to take and stamp on there. And I want this fairly light. In fact, no, I don't think I want to water stamp it. Let's go. I'm thinking. We'll go gray. We'll go hickory smoke. I'm just going to rub that on there. And I don't care if it's perfect or not. You can see where I swatched some colors here. There we go. Hey, Jenna. Welcome, everyone. I do want to clean that off because that stuff's hard to get off after it dries, believe it or not. I need an actual rag. Here it is. Let's get that a scrub. And that is, oh, this, I think, this is not the Simon Hurley one. This one, I think, is from a really old one from Trinity Stamps. It's got a lot of encouraging words on it. All right, now let's do a little bit of stenciling on here. I'm going to grab this stencil here. This is a Brutus Monroe, and it's called Pugsley. So it's just kind of weird stripes. What's touching me? I'm going to do a couple up here, and I'm going to do that in black. And I'm just trying to decide if I want to use gesso, black gesso, or ink. And I think I'm going to use black gesso. So this is Heavy Gesso by Finnebear. And let's see, how would I like to apply that? I think I want it fairly precise. I don't want to use my finger though. Oh, I know. Use this guy right here. This is a Simon Hurley brush. Goes up a little bit. So I'm treating this almost like, look, that's a gnat. See, I knew there was something touching me. Get off. Oh, he's dead now. Sorry. Didn't mean to provide you with an extra carcass tonight. I'm live, honey. I'm live. You're live too? Okay, good. Did you come up here to steal cookies? Or chocolate? I have to keep that stuff away from him. If I keep it downstairs, he'll just eat and eat it, and he's diabetic. I'm not supposed to do that. Okay. I don't mind that little extra black piece right there. It doesn't bother me. Grab a paper towel. Oh, thank you, Mary. Oh, and I got your card too. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I meant to show my happy mail. I got a card from Mary, and I got a card from Dawn. And Dawn sent me some dried flowers, which I've been wanting really, really bad.
Tracy's live, so I'm stealing her chocolate. She can't do anything about it.
Get out of here. No crap. My birthday's Saturday. Okay, and then let's do some little spots. Another Simon Hurley. I'm going to put those kind of up here. And I'm not going to do that with gesso. I'm going to do, yeah, I am going to do it with gesso. I've got white gesso right here. And let's see here. Let me grab a little. I like to have just like a little piece of something, something. And I feel like I'm going to sponge that on. And I know I brought my sponge in here with me. I know I did. I saw myself do it. Here it is. A little. Thank you, guys. What's Dawn doing? Well, Dawn is living her life, having a summer. You know, she's a farmer too. Okay, so I have to dry this or wait for these to dry. And I think what I'll do is I don't think I want to do splatter just now. I'm going to put this over to the side, and if it's still wet when I need it, great. If not, that's fine too. Go ahead and put these stencils away. So super easy pattern paper. I could almost do a couple of stamps on there too. Let me see if there's something suitable. Got these little alphabets. Nah, don't want alphabets. Dang it, Bobby dropped something. Sorry. Let's see. What do I have that I would like on here, if anything? No, not readily available. So I'll skip that. I do have something. These little stars right here, these come from, I think these come from the Rockstar set. I just have them separate because I use them all the time. So let's get a little stamp bug. Dang it. I'm dropping everything. Let's do a bright purple one. We'll do wilted violet. want it where it can be seen because I'll have my flowers. Do another little one right next to it. She doesn't have bees anymore. Her bees didn't survive last year. But she's got a garden and she's got a little nice outdoor space, and her daughter came to visit her out from California and fun stuff like that. Let's do one more star. I think I'll do um I'm gonna do it here. Right here. Oh, color, color, color. What color do I want? Peacock feathers. You right there. Hey, Karen. There. Okay. Put you guys over here. Put a little water on you just so that you can soak some. And my black gesso is almost dry. That's what I was kind of waiting on. The white gesso should be dry. Nah, not dry. All right, let's give it a little help. I chat with Dawn once in a while over text. You know, we try and keep in touch, but she gets busy, I get busy. She's got her roommate that she's, helping a whole lot. There, that's all that took was just a little love. I just need it to be dry. Okay, now I'm gonna need a stamp platform. So I'm gonna grab my big Misty. I'm gonna place my paper up here in this top corner so that the corners are touching. And let's just grab a little magnet if I've got a spare here. And magnet that down a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my stamps. And I'm going to use more than one. So I have to kind of lay them out on here how I want them to look. And hope that I can do them all at one time. Okay, this is all one flower, so yay. I think I want it coming off. And then it's got some offshoots. I don't like that there. Okay, I might be okay with it right there. Maybe here. And let's do a little bloom right there. No, because the blooms would be more towards the top. I may have to manually connect some lines. I want you to kind of stick together right here. No, I don't want this one. I'm not crazy about it. Let's try this one instead, this shorter one. That's a little better. That one just hangs kind of funny. All right. What's AG? Tell me. Do tell. Do tell. What is AG? I wanted this to curve up a little bit more, so I'm just going to curve it because I'm going to leave the stamps in place. Curve that around a little bit more. Okay. So step one, stamp. And I am going to stamp with StazOn. I'll be stamping over it, so I'm not too worried about it, but I want to be able to see it, and I want it to kind of stick to my everything. And the grip. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. I think my StazOn is getting close to empty here. I was looking in my stash for more of an open flower, but I don't have, I have but maybe 5 total floral stamp sets. And the most of them are small. I just never seem to choose flowers. It's not that I don't like flowers, because I do. I just never remember to choose them. See, I knew it was going to lift that paper. And that's fine. I can see everything well enough. I don't know. I think one more time. I think one more. And let's go ahead and do the VersaFine Claire, because that's just not, StazOn can be really weird sometimes. Oops, that's not VersaFine Claire. This is. I love my mini. There's parts that I just can't see. That's the problem. Okay, and I can't see them because they're on the black gesso. Okay. Okay, well enough. Let's pull this out. I'll leave my stamp in. In fact, I'll probably just leave this in. And I'm going to go ahead and start painting all of that white. Let's clean up the stamp real quick, though. I'm going to be careful about that. I don't want it to move on me. I'm just going to kind of dab. Because it will move on me. If anything can, it will. Zoom you guys in just a little bit. And okay, we're going to come back, and I'm going to use gesso for this. She was using a Posca, and I could do that too, but I'm going to go ahead and use my gesso and a brush. Let's see, what brush do I want? I need new brushes, guys, really bad. This brush, it's not my favorite. Oops, there's no water in there. Let's try putting water in there first. Okay. I just want to make sure my brush is clean. See, all my brushes are furry, and it just drives me crazy because I can't get a precise line. Nope, this one isn't going to fly. Let's try a different one. I'll try one of these fine point ones. I'm not crazy about the fine point ones. Don't ask me why. I don't have any idea. So rather than go heavy on it, I'll do 2 coats. I've listed Heidi the Yorkshire Crafter down below, but I didn't put her web address because I can't do that from my Mac. Well, I can, I just can't. I'm, I physically am not able to wrap my head around it. I can do it from my PC, I can do it from my phone, kind of. Kind of. Yeah, I'm not real crazy about this brush either, but listen, I don't paint. I've never been taught how to paint. So I never know. I don't know what brush is what brush is supposed to do what. I just grab one that makes me feel good, and there's that. And if it makes me not feel good, I put it away and grab a different one. This one's kind of ticking me off too. I'm gonna put more paint down. Oops. Bonk, bonk. I'm gonna try and do these ones down here that I can't see because of this black, and do this very skinny line. Now I'm going to bring the line all the way down. I can kind of see them because the ink is a little bit on the shiny side, whereas the gesso is flat. Okay, let's get around this line here. Get around this line here. Because once I stamp over it, of course, you'll be able to see the whole thing because I've got this white on it. Let's get around this line here on this little leaf. Okay, now I can see where I'm going. So I'm still watching Heartland. Um, I keep falling asleep though. I mean, it's frustrating because I wish that, if Netflix was going to have the nerve to ask you if you're still watching, they'd be able to figure out that you fell asleep and just stop the show. So you could pick up where you were when you fell asleep. Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. See, I think 2 coats will be plenty on this, hopefully. I've been real busy working in my current journal that I'm working on, which, I've been thinking about a theme, and I've decided that it's going to be a Crone's guide. So it's going to be a little bit like curiosities with a lot of, bugs and apothecary type stuff. There are two gnats flying there. I see you guys. You die. You die. Well, no, honestly, anything that I fall asleep watching, it's no reflection on what I'm watching. I'm just laying in my bed. So it's just the natural progression. My eyelids get heavy and I fall asleep no matter what. Unless I am have insomnia and I can't sleep, and then I just keep stinking watching, even if it's terrible. You ever done that? Watch an entire movie, and the whole movie you're disappointed thinking it's going to get better, and it never does. Let's get that little stem. Wow, that was really bad. I think it goes up like this. It's really super faint right there. Let's look at it. Can't tell which one I'm looking at. That one. Okay, yeah, I think I'm right. We'll find out when I stamp over it. I'll just fix it then. Anyway, I want to watch Paradise, which was one you recommended, but Hulu won't let me. I swear to God, it doesn't crash for anything but that. And it crashes every single time. And since it's not my Hulu account, I can't complain about it. It's my roommate's. And they have a super cheap price on it because they've had it for years. So, you know what happens when you start complaining. They realize you're there and start upping your price. And I'm just going to draw what I want here because obviously like that. Usually by the time I get done with these, the top one should be dry enough to do a second coat. Now I can complain about my Netflix account because I'm paying top stupid dollar for that. And I'm not even paying for whatever the extra audio is because I don't care about that, other than the fact that, you know how it'll get really loud during the music parts, and then you have to turn it down, and then you have to turn it back up during the talking parts. Very annoying. I have a remote um, that is Bluetooth, and it's super, super sensitive. So I have to keep it kind of away from me, and especially away from the cat because she will inevitably lay on it and then, mess up whatever I'm watching. But she likes to lay on my stuff. That's just a cat thing, I guess. Well, I'm not doing very straight on these stems at all. They're not that easy. Yeah, Heartland is really sweet. I'm only, I think, in the third season. Yeah, I think I'm in season 3. I don't know, maybe I'm in season 4. I can't remember. But apparently there's 17 seasons so far, so I've got a ways to go. I don't know if it's all going to be on Netflix or not. These are tiny. These leaves are tiny. Actually, you know what? Let's get a smaller brush, in fact. There we go. That's better. It's got hairs hanging off it. Why can't the hairs stay together? Let's stay together. Come on. My great granddaughter just turned 1 the other day before yesterday. I can't even believe it. My good friend Chow's daughter turned 5. I remember when she was pregnant with her. Uh-oh. Something's up here. It didn't get the very edge of that leaf. So I'm just going to paint it in and correct it later. Okay, I really picked some tiny, tiny leaves. That's why I was hoping I had a more open floral pattern, but I don't. Okay, get this little white stem. I could probably use my Posca for this, but this little brush will work as long as I don't get too much paint on it. As I slap too much paint on it. Oops. A light hand just isn't me. I love Harlan Corbin stuff. It's good. Okay, let's go back to the bigger brush. Dry it off a little here. Oops, I just dried it on some hard black. And come back and do a second coat, and it should go a lot faster. Should. Doesn't mean will, but it should. See, I was hoping with an open pattern that I could actually throw some texture paste on. Just to give it a little bit of extra oomph, but I'm going to paint over it with some crackle paint. You could probably even just do this with water, you know, to lift, like a lifting technique. Might be kind of cool too. Yeah, someday Netflix. I mean, already, you know, like I said, they're gonna bug you and ask you if you're still watching. And it's usually about 3 episodes in, and then they don't ask you the rest of the night because you tell it not to, and that's my fault. I could say, yeah, ask me again later. I just don't want to be bothered. And always ask while I'm making popcorn or something, you know? Okay. Once I get this all painted on, I'll grab that Happy Mail that I got and show you guys. Because I have to wait for it to dry. Second coat's going to take longer, obviously. Really doesn't want to cover that purple. Could almost go with the third coat, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna not not beat myself up about it. I'm gonna let it do its thing. Show 'em how to boogie now. Gonna let it shake its groove thing. So I've been looking at some paints by Golden called Open. And so they're slow drying paints for stamping. Man, they're so expensive, especially when you factor in shipping. And I don't use Amazon Prime, so I have to pay for shipping even if I buy from Amazon, unless I spend 35 bucks, which is outside of my budget usually. Usually my budget's about 20 a month. And that includes, paper, glue, everything. Could I save up? Yeah, but do I? No, because I'm always needing something. And that sometimes I don't need art supplies, I need kitchen supplies. So, for instance, kind of want a pasta maker. And let's see what else. Well, I would love a good dehydrator, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. But I have an oven in the sun. The problem is that it's 105 degrees, and I don't want to turn on my oven. It's too hot. I think I'll let these stems be a little bit on the translucent side. Oh, you got them for $1 a bottle? Nice. Yeah, I saw some on eBay, but I don't know. Again, it's shipping, and they didn't have the color I want. I want black, and I want some metallics. Because the slow drying stuff works way better for stamping. And sometimes you want to stamp with paint. What I do with my other mixed media stuff, not necessarily card making, but sometimes. You could do the same thing with other mediums, but you just have to keep in mind that you're going to be stamping over it. And so it needs to be able to take the ink. And what Heidi did was after she stamped over it 3 or 4 times with the VersaFine Clair, is she went over that with some clear, embossing powder. So that's what I'm going to do as well. Because I can follow rules sometimes. I spent the day fussy cutting and putting baby oil on paper, which gave a pretty cool result. Okay, let's just draw that stem one more time. Oh, I never got that top stem. Oops, I went over. Okay, let that dry for a minute and see if I can figure out where I put my Happy Mail. Is it here, dude? Yes. So This one is from Mary, I think. Delina. Delina sent me a birthday card. Thank you, Delina. I know I have one here from Mary somewhere. Thought I did. All right. Where's my rest of them? Okay, T, where you put them? Lord. This is what happens when you are a messy person. Okay. This is the one from Dawn. Isn't that cute? It's got a little wobbler. Can I check out a dehydrator from my county organization that calibrates your? I have no idea. Could I? Hey, Di. And she sent me a note. Happy birthday, my dear friend. I hope it's a good one for you. Apologize for taking so long for sending these flowers. I hope you can find a way to use them. I'm sure you will. Sending lots of loves and hippie vibes, many hugs, and inky love, Dawn. So not much of an update on what she's up to, but I'm just want to be super careful with. I'm just gonna move this because I don't want to drop them in the paint. Because I would. Let's see what's inside. Look at those. Aren't those beautiful? You can't. I've tried buying dried flowers and they're garbage. They're not real dried flowers. I'm sure of it. These are flowers from her yard in Maine. I love them. Oops. See? This is why you can't buy them because they're so delicate. Look at those beautiful flowers. Anyway, she sent me those and I want to keep them inside the card because otherwise I will wreck them. But I know I got a card from Mary. I just don't know where it is. Oh, wait, there's more. What do we have here? I think these are more, yeah. Oh, so pretty. More of the violets. The only dried flower that I've ever had is probably 20 years old, and it's an old Mary Juana leaf from a plant from back in the day. It's more than 20 years old. It's probably about 40 years old. Where's my card from Mary? I don't know. I just put things willy-nilly. I'm sorry. Oh, what's this? What is this? Oh, it's my Simon Hurley clear tape. Okay. I don't know how it got over there. Anyway, let's get back to this. Let's check. And that's dry. So now I'm going to stamp it again. And I'm going to stamp with the Burst Fine Clair. Yeah, vintage. And I'm sure it's going to take 2 or 3 stampings. You know, I wish I knew, Mary. I wish that I had the nerve and wherewithal to go ask. You can see there where I had no idea where I was going because my stamp didn't stamp down good enough. Okay, this magnet, yeah, okay, magnet's fine. The magnet, I think, was in the way. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Let's do one more just for good measure and get it nice and wet, and then I'll heat emboss that with some clear embossing powder. I need to actually have work done on my pressure canner because Mike says it needs work. I have no idea. I've never pressure canned. I want to. I really, really want to. What time is it? Oh, no. I'm not probably going to have time for a second one. Let's put this back. Hey, Paula. On your way home from work? Or people who have to work? I'm sorry. Well, I totally missed that stem. There's a hair. Hey, Barb. Yeah, and I did do twice, two coats. Well, I used gesso and it's acrylic paint too, so it'll work. Okay, so I need to add those little stems. And I'm just gonna see they have the little pricklies on them too. And I don't know what to do about that. I don't think there's anything I can do about it really, other than leave it. I can finish it though. And let's grab my white. I don't even have a fine tip white. Yeah, I do. Not, no, not something I could do. Um, I hope y'all have fun, all y'all who are doing it. Oh yeah, see, this works out way better because I have kind of a barrier there with the heat embossing. So Barb, speaking of that, do you happen to know if this was originally a Natasha Foote idea? Because she said Natasha, but she didn't say Natasha who, so I just made assumptions. But I thought when I was watching Heidi, she was using Posca paint. Okay, so the next step that I want to do is I want to add, I'm going to add, so this is going to be my extra. I'm going to add crackle paint, and this is translucent paint, and it has a very interesting effect. Does it crackle like how you can really, really see it really well? No, not really. But it makes it shiny. So that's my goal here, is to just shine this up with this crackle paint. And this is Ranger Distress Translucent, and it's kind of yellowed through the years. I've had it for years. They still sell it though. And I don't mind if it yellows. It's going to make it shiny and give it just a tiny bit of texture. And you could even paint color on here. I'm sure I was thinking when I was first thinking that I would try this. This is my first try. That I would maybe try it with a different color paint. You can't really see the shininess of that. You just have to trust me that it's shiny. The thicker you go with it, obviously, the longer it takes to dry and the more crackle effect you're going to get. Maybe you can kind of see the shine. I don't know. Oh, Barb, it's Natasha Foote. She's I think from New Zealand, and she has a very popular YouTube channel. In fact, she was one of the first people that I used to follow when I first started. So definitely check her out, Natasha Foote, Foote. And depending on, you know what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it so that this flower does go like that. That'll do. Oh, where'd my paintbrush go? Here it is. That'll fix it. And I'm not going to do the stems. I'm just going to do the flowers and the leaves. See, but if you had a big open concept, you could do like crackle paste and really get a crackle effect. Okay. All the flowers. Okay, Maddie, enjoy dinner. Thank you, Karen. Enjoy your dinner. I want some dinner. I'm not counting on it. Mike bought me breakfast this morning, so okay, I'm gonna do my final little trick that I like to do, and you guys see me do it all the time. I'm gonna make these flowers pop a little bit. So I'm gonna be using some distressed black soot ink and a very small flat brush. Very small. And I'll probably make a mess because I've just added wet paint to it, but this is just something I like to do afterwards. But see how nice that small brush works? I'm just going to add a shadow underneath. And see how already that makes that kind of pop off the page. Spread my shadow out a little bit. While we wait for the crackle paste to dry. Shadow here. A little right here. Oh my goodness, Nightbot. Thank you. I could have sworn I fired Nightbot. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know? Don't shoot on yourself ever. And all I'm doing is just kind of lightly going along these edges. As if the sun was coming from that way, casting a shadow against this crazy wall. Okay, good. I have a lot to do on these leaves. But the more you spread that shadow out, the more depth you get on your poppedness. There's a word. The more depth you get on your shadow. So I've got a little spot there that I want to fix. There we go. And I like using the ink because I can blend it out easily. I've tried lots of different tools to do this. I've tried charcoal pencil. I've tried, watercolor Stabilo pencil. But the problem is that I can't get in close enough. And so I end up with kind of a halo before my shadow, and I don't want that. I'm starting dark and just kind of blending it out with my brush, which is probably why my brushes are wrecked, because you probably aren't supposed to do that, but I did. You can blend it out as much as you want or as little. Make them pop as much as you want or as little. I don't know what to do with this guy. He's a mess. Nothing I can really do with them. You have to dip back frequently because these brushes aren't really meant to hold ink. Did Nightbot stall my whole chat? I don't know. Let me go look. Uh, no. It didn't. Seems to be fine. Okay. Just everybody's being really quiet or everybody left. get it up close there. Now I kind of messed up there, but I don't care. No big deal. Let's see if you can see the crackle paint. No, I still can't seem to show it to you. Even right here, it's actually kind of yellowy, but it's not showing up. This brush is a Curate in Color, so I got it from Hobby Lobby, and it's a shader brush. And I got it from this little set. I can't afford expensive brushes. I got this, was $8.99 for these detail brushes. And since, you know, I am just do this as a hobby, I don't do it professionally, and I don't do it often enough, other than what you see me doing there. I do not see the point in paying for expensive brushes, except for when they start splitting. And this is a number 0. So, I mean, $9. They're cheap. Super cheap. Okay. I think I've got enough shading on here. I'm just going to let that mistake be a mistake. Wait, I can see where I need to fill in a little shadow right there. Oh gosh, I just caught myself out of the corner of my eye on my phone. I don't typically, you know, have my watch on my watch my phone while I'm working. Need to get a little closer to that edge right there. You can go all the way around the whole thing and it'll look like you've popped it up. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it right there and hope that I did okay on my, oops, I need a little bit right here on this leaf. You know, if I ever wanted to become a professional, you know, I would start investing in better brushes and all that kind of stuff. But I don't. Yeah, this is gonna be it, you know. I'm 66 years old on Saturday, and I've got a lot to do other than this. So, yeah, totally budget. I want some splatter happening here, and I'm gonna do white splatter, and I don't clean this brush because I only use it in my black distress ink. I don't use it for anything else at all. So it lives over here where you guys can't see, next to my vintage photo and walnut stain distress inks that I do my edges with. And I am going to edge this as well, but first I'm going to splatter it. So I still have some white gesso on here, so I'll use the gesso at my fan brush. Uh, what fan brush do I want? My little one. And I'll just water it down a little bit. A lot. And I'm not really trying to get it on the flowers so much as the background. So, but if you have some really cool pattern paper, even better. You don't have to do the first step we did here, which was to, you know, make the pattern paper itself. And I think I want, believe it or not, I think I want some black splatter on here too. And for that, I'm going to use my Posca pen, my black Posca. Make sure this is black. I'm always grabbing the silver one. Yeah, black. I'm going to shake it up really well. I'm going to grab my Recollections little snappy bobber. I'm going to get it going. And oh yeah, definitely that black was the way to go here. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know, I'm kind of done. Kind of don't want to have those anymore, but I don't have any choice. I'm gonna give this a dry to do two things. Dry the crackle paint, and I wish you guys could see it because it's very cool. I'll just keep turning it until maybe it shows. Oh, I can't get it to show. Um, there we go. It gives it a sparkle. No glitter involved. I mostly want to make sure that my little black splatters are dry before I do the final step. And I'm actually gonna probably trim this down a little bit so that it can go on a card base. You guys, I lost my whole thing. Either I used it all and don't remember, or I lost my entire ream of craft paper. It just grew legs. All right, let's trim that down. And I'm just going to trim it with my trimmer here. I'm going to trim it to just a teeny bit under 4. And try not to mess anything up here. Teeny bit under 5 1/4. And let's grab my black paper. Oh, you know what? In fact, no, I already cut it up. Dang it, Bobby. Do I have some more of it? I was thinking I'd use my stereo, but I don't know where I put it. So I want to cut this down to 5 1/4. 5 4. Oops, out of camera. I'm going to grab my black soot again. Am I going to put a sentiment on there? Not likely. Maybe later. And I'm going to go ahead and just edge this up with the black soot. This reminds me of something that Ryan would do. If anybody of you guys have been around a while, you know who Ryan is. He used to be a super popular YouTuber. And then he got into coloring and singing and all kinds of other hobbies. So kind of left behind his little YouTube hobby of making cards. Okay, just making sure. So I'm going to have a itty bitty black border around there. And then I'll go ahead and use my liquid glue. Pick off all the mushrooms. Then we're going to pretend I have a card base in a minute. Not get on there. Okay, because I don't. But I do have some 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cardstock. That is going to go like so. Make sure everybody's stuck down. I can see a corner peeking up. Get down. And there we go. There's my take, and that's so totally crooked. There we go. There's my take on the white on color sort of. Yeah, and this could be a postcard. Simple. You don't have to make everything a greeting card. And I do junk journals on Friday mornings, and that's kind of my major hobby. Like it's my favorite hobby. I make cards and I like making cards, but I love junk journaling. And so this is the likelihood that this will go in a journal is more highly likely than it'll go sent as a card. And that can perfectly be journaling space. So there you have it. I hope you liked the video. Um, if you don't follow Natasha, check her out, and or Heidi the Yorkshire Crafter, which she's English and she's a lot of fun. I get notifications, but she comes on early in the morning. So, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, leave comments, do all the YouTubey things. I appreciate you coming by. And some of you, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And I know some of you are going to watch Craft Roulette live or do whatever you're doing with that. I don't know if normal people can watch that or not. I wish I knew, but I don't know. So anyway, I hope y'all have a good night. See some of you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock Central. Thanks so much. Bye.